Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel if you are new here. My name is Jacqueline. This is not my jungle, it's my kitchen, but if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you for still being here. So today I'm in my kitchen because I gotta water my plants, and I got a lot of questions about what I put in my water, why, how often I put things in my water. And there's a lot of confusion out there on how to fertilize your plants. So I'm going to talk to you guys today a little bit on what fertilizing your plants actually means and how I go about it. And I'm going to show you every single thing that I put in my water and exactly why it's going in my water. So let's get into it. Oh, and everything that I'm using today will be linked down below for you guys as long as I can find links for it. Most of this stuff is off of Amazon, so it's pretty easy to find. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with just like a quick little overview of everything that I'm using in my water here every single time that I water. These products right here that you're looking at are going in my water every single time. Stuff back here, which I'm going to get to, I put in sometimes, and we'll discuss why we put those in sometimes and why we put these in every single time and why they are important for your plants. Okay, you guys, so I've got everything set up here. I've got my big gallon of water here. I definitely recommend snagging one of these like spray thingies if you don't have one. So the reason why I already have my water filled up is because I've actually already put my silica in, and I'm gonna leave the video that I just recently did linked up here. I don't know which side it's gonna go on for you guys if you want more information about silica, what it is, why it's important. I'm going to give you like the short version of it today. Silica just helps strengthen your plants, but you do want to be very careful about how you use silica and be mindful of what type of silica you have. This is potassium silicate, so this is a more concentrated version, which means that I need to put this in my water first and let it settle. So I actually put this in my water a couple hours ago, at least 20 minutes before you put anything else in your water. You want to do your silica first, especially if it is the potassium silicate. And again, like I said, if you need to know more information about this, go and check out that video. It's a quick one and I explain everything in there. So silica is really important. You're going to hear people talk about it for your variegated plants, but it's really important for all of your plants. It helps strengthen the leaf tissue and overall just makes for a stronger, healthier plant that's going to be more resistant to pest damage, browning, things like that. So if you're having issues with your elbow variegated plants or your Monstera aurea, she loves to brown, silica is definitely something you're going to want to add to your water. I give it to all my plants though, not just my variegated ones. So silica always, always, always goes in first. The order of everything else doesn't actually matter. So the next thing that goes into my water every single time that I water is fish shit. So you guys know how much I love fish shit if you've been here. If you haven't heard me talk about this yet, this is basically an organic soil conditioner. There is tons and tons of amazing microbacteria and amazing microbes for your plant in here. I was talking about pest prevention and management over on Plant Story, and I was talking about the importance of your soil health and the microbiome of your soil being healthy. Products like this are going to help you achieve a healthy microbiome in your soil. So the fish shit is coming from sustainably farmed tilapia manure. And this is a very, very high quality version of fish shit. So people always ask, what's the difference between this and fish emulsion? This is just way better quality, has way more microbes in it, and it's a little bit pricey, but you literally use the teeniest, tiniest bit of it, 3 to 6 milliliters per gallon. I don't know what that means in terms of teaspoon, but we're gonna put in a teaspoon. That's what I do. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna put in my water is my Kelp Fertilizer. And the Kelp Fertilizer is coming from different types of algae and things like that. This is a great product to also help improve the microbiome of your soil. However, this does not have any NPK in it. So yes, it is a fertilizer, but it does not have the nitrogen, the potassium, and the phosphorus that other fertilizers have. So this is safe to use on every single water. Any kind of kelp fertilizer is one that you can use every single time that you water. It is gentle enough for your plants. It's not gonna hurt your plants. It's not gonna burn your plants or anything like that. I like this one from Bloom City because it is a high quality kelp fertilizer. There's no fillers or any byproducts in here. It is just 100% kelp fertilizer. None of the other filler nonsense. A lot of the liquid products on the market have a lot of filler in them, and you're just not getting as much bang for your buck, so to speak. So this one, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I actually don't measure, but it's 1 to 2 teaspoons, which is 5 to 10 milliliters, they tell you, per gallon. So I feel like I got that right. Yeah, 3 to 6 milliliters. Yeah, that's fine. You can use 2 teaspoons of fish shit. You can't have too much fish shit, but it's expensive. So you definitely like want to measure it out so that you're not like overusing it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna actually pour a little bit in there. I don't usually measure it. We just give it a little bloop. The next thing that goes into my water is my calcium and magnesium. So calcium and magnesium are really helpful for strengthening cell walls. They're really good for fruiting plants. If you're growing outside, calcium, magnesium is a great product to use. It's great for flowering plants. It is really commonly used in the cannabis growing industry. This is actually like everything that they use, and that's why I use it as well. So calcium magnesium is also going to strengthen your plants. So using this along with silica is definitely going to give you stronger plants in general. So I really like this Cal Mag from Fox Farm. Fox Farm just makes really good quality products. And for this one, I'm doing 1 tablespoon per gallon, or teaspoon rather, per gallon. It's pretty standard for a lot of the liquid stuff. And you can see here, it tells you the macronutrients. This is the NPK, so the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Right? Did I get that right? I did. So basically it doesn't have enough of NPK in here for it to be harmful for your plants if you use it every watering. So this goes in every single watering. You can usually find these at local nurseries, but you can snag it online as well. Get a good shake. And just for the sake of not wasting, I do tend to just kind of poke a hole and squirt it in, but today I'll measure it out for you. You kind of start to get used to what a teaspoon of liquid looks like. That is the Cal Mag that I use. And the last thing that I started putting into my plants is humic acid. And the reason why I'm using the humic acid is because of all of its amazing benefits. So humic acid, the main thing that people are going to tell you is it's good for is helping increase nutrient uptake, and that is the main reason why we are using it here today. It has tons and tons of other benefits. If you guys want a full-length video on humic acid or fulvic acid, which ones you should be using, why you should be using it, and like what in the heck and bob even is it, I'm more than happy to do a more in-depth full-length video on this specific product on its own. Because for today, I'm just gonna keep it simple. This is helping all of the other stuff that we put in there actually get absorbed by the plant. The other really cool thing that this does is it kind of solidifies toxins in your soil and makes it so that the plant actually can't take up those toxins. So it's helping your plant absorb the necessary nutrients and protecting it from any potential toxins that may be in your soil. So this one's kind of nasty. It's usually like, they're all kind of like this dark brown color. So, oh, and a lot of these products, I'm pretty sure all of them can be used in a foliar spray. So if I wanted to mix all of this stuff up in a spray bottle and spray it on my plants, you can do that as well. And there's lots of benefits to using a foliar spray. So this one teaspoon per gallon of water. It says you only need to do it once a month, but I did do some research on whether or not you should use this every watering, and you absolutely can. It's just not 100% necessary because the soil does hold on to it for quite some time. This is very commonly used, according to my research, in lawn care. People use this to get their grass to grow. So we're gonna measure out a teaspoon of this. I will probably put this in my water maybe like every other time I water or every few times I water, but for right now, since it is a newer product to me and my plants, I have been putting it in every single watering just to make sure that there is a sufficient amount of it in all of my plants, and then I'll probably cut back to just doing it once a month along with my other products that I'm going to show you in a minute here. So this is kind of like a thicker, dark liquid. Not sure if you could see that. So I do kind of just stick my spoon in there when I'm all done and give it a good mix, which is why I put this one in last as well. The silica, though, is the only one that you really need to be careful with the order in which you do things. So other products that I do not put in every single watering, but options that you can use, are a regular fertilizer. So this is just a regular Espoma liquid fertilizer. I used this one for years. I don't use it anymore. There's a little bit left, so I might throw some in there today. But this is your general NPK fertilizer that you're gonna wanna give your plants at least once a month. So my go-to brand is actually Instant Plant Food. I'll leave a photo of what their products look like on the screen for you guys, and I will leave it linked down below for you. I like their products because they're really easy to use. They come in a tablet that looks like an Alka-Seltzer tablet. You just throw it in the water and you're good to go. So I really like that brand. It's very minimal because you don't have all this liquid, the packaging. It's better for the environment, all the things, girl. You know we care. We care about the environment around here. So I am just gonna put a little drop of this in. I don't usually measure this out, but it's probably the same thing. Half a cap, which is 2 teaspoons per quart of water. I don't know what any of that means. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm really not good at measurements. So if it doesn't say exactly a gallon, I have no idea. Oh, this actually has humic acid in it as well. So I do like this Espoma. It is a good, like, fully rounded fertilizer that's safe to use. You can use this pretty often on your plants. If you use it more than once a month, it's not gonna burn your plants. It is a really gentle fertilizer. You're gonna see these numbers on a lot of fertilizer bottles, and this is your NPK. So you're backwards on my screen, but I'm trying to see. Yeah, you've got your nitrogen, your potassium somewhere, and your phosphorus. So this is just telling you the ratio of what's in there, so you can get an idea of how strong or gentle a fertilizer is. So this is just a 222, which is a very gentle, well-balanced fertilizer. So the other thing that I've been putting in my water that is obviously not necessary for your plants, but it is a pest prevention product, is my SNS 209. This is an all-natural systemic pest control. Rosemary extract is the active ingredient, and I've been using it in my plants, and I don't know if it works yet, but I have been using it. You use this for your first 5 waterings, and then after that you can reduce it down to once a month or every few weeks or so. So I'm gonna have these types of products on my more like monthly regimen here, and then these other types of products for my weekly watering. So that is, you guys, every single thing that I put in my water. So now the only thing left to do is go and water some of my plants. My Hoya need to be watered today, so I am going to take you with me and show you how I water my plants, because I think it's important to talk about that as well. If we're putting all these nutrients in the plant, we want to make sure that we're watering it into the soil or the medium properly. One more important thing I wanted to talk about before we go and water my plants is the pH of your water. I have not dabbled into testing the pH of my water yet, but that is definitely something that's on my list that I want to start doing. A lot of these products can alter the pH of your water, especially this one, and you do want to be conscious of it, because your plants aren't at the right pH. They actually can't absorb all this stuff that we're putting in there anyway, so it could all be for nothing if our water is not at the correct pH. So I just use tap water. My water here is pretty clean. We do not have that many dissolved solids in our water. But if you have water that you're worried about, you may want to get distilled or some sort of reverse osmosis water system put into your home. That is definitely something that I would love to do one day, but it's just like not really an option for me here. So for certain plants that are really sensitive, I do use filtered water, but for everything else, I haven't had any issues so far with this. But stay tuned, I'm probably going to be getting a pH testing kit and taking it that extra step and making sure that we have the pH of our water exactly where the plants want it to be, so that all of these nutrients, all of these expensive products that we're buying to put in there are actually being utilized by the plants. So stay tuned for that if you are interested in learning more about it, because I've definitely been learning a ton about all of this stuff and I find it really, really fascinating. Kind of a nerd for science, and I hope that you guys have been learning something along the way as well. So let's go water some of my Hoya, and then I'm probably going to take you up to water some of my Anthurium too, because those are my two heaviest feeders. People don't realize how hungry Hoya can be. They're going to be fine if you don't feed them often, but if you feed them a lot, they're going to grow a lot for you. So let's go and take care of it. I did spray all of my Hoya with my super growth elixir last night. I like to do that before I go in the next day to fertilize them, just to give them that like double whammy. So I'll show you guys that product really quickly. I'm going to do a giveaway over on Instagram, so if you want to get your hands on some of these products, definitely make sure that you're following me over there. Okay, enough rambling. Let's go water some plants. Okay, you guys, so the only downside to the humic acid is it's like really messy, and this sprayer, I put the pressure on too much, so it just makes a mess. You see it goes everywhere. It's okay if this stuff gets on the foliage though, because it does also absorb through the foliage, so it's not all that serious. Sorry, my humidifier is going over here. Let me turn it off. Actually really been loving this humidifier. I know aesthetically I said I didn't really like it, and I still don't, but as a system it works, it functions really well. So something I wanted to point out about when you water your plants, here's a good example. I don't want to just go in on one side and put all the water and say the plant is watered. When I'm giving it nutrients especially, I want to make sure that I'm covering the whole surface and that the water is penetrating down to every single part of the soil. I'm trying not to push on it too hard. It's literally spraying everywhere. It makes a mess, but I just think that's a really important thing to note when it comes to watering your plants. I don't see people really talking about it, and I do think that it's important to say things sometimes because sometimes people just don't know. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm covering the whole entire top of the plant so that it can drain down evenly and get all over every part of the roots of this plant. So I'm gonna continue to water these. They just look so stinking cute. Do you see all this new growth? This is not what this video is about, but they do look really cute. And like I said last night, before I knew I was gonna come in here and water and fertilize everything, I gave them a good spray down with the Super Growth Elixir. So the only reason why I don't use this same mix as a foliar spray is because I use this as a foliar spray, and this has so many amazing ingredients that we have chatted about time and time again, but I will leave that video linked above for you guys as well if you want a more in-depth video about all of these ingredients. I did go through them all and why they work, and my Hoya love it, as well as my Anthurium. So I'm going to take you up and show you my cute little Anthurium babies. You guys, I love them so much. Okay fam, so here are some of my Anthurium, well most of them, except for the baby ones. Those are in my little IKEA Acrobar greenhouse. But I will be doing a tour of all of these very soon, so don't worry, I will show them all to you. I've got quite a few down here as well. My Queen of Hearts just put out this gorgeous new leaf that I'm obsessed with. And my variegated silver sword popped out a new leaf as well, so I am gonna go in and just water everything. But I wanted to stress the importance one more time of making sure that you make turkey sounds with your water. No, that the whole surface is being covered thoroughly. So I don't just want to water one side here. I want to water the whole top evenly until I start to see a little bit come out of the bottom. Especially since all of my Anthurium for the most part are in a moss perlite mix. They do need to be watered more frequently, which actually works out pretty good because they are really hungry, so they get fed more often. So I'm just gonna do that with every single babe that you see here and call it a day, you guys. I've got so many exciting plant updates for you. Some of my favorite babes are over here. Let me know if you could spot some of them. And I'm just like really in love with all my plants right now. It's a little bit of a mess down here. I was just like kind of cleaning out inventory. I've got lots of room for inventory for the new year, but everything is doing pretty good up here, and I just felt like showing you. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope that you took something away from this today. I hope that you learned something that you can go and apply to your own plant care. Like I said, all of the products that I used and that I use on my plants regularly to fertilize them, I will leave linked down below for you. So let me know in the comments below if you have any additional questions about fertilizing or any other topics that you want me to take a deeper dive into, any products you want me to take a deeper dive into. I'm more than happy to do a more in-depth video about the humic acid and why I'm using that now. And hopefully, maybe we'll all have healthier, happier plants in the future because of it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you should definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything from me. There's a join button down there if you want to be part of the official Plant Fam. Get yourself some perky perks. If not, there's a super thanks button if you want to super thanks me. Everything is appreciated. Cannot do this without you guys. You know I love you so very much. The best way you can support me on my channel right now is to go and check out the Plant Story app. I'll leave that link down below for you guys as well. If you use my referral link, you do get a 15. What are they doing there? Do you hear that? My neighbors are like drilling something, of course, like right now as I'm filming. But anyway, if you download using my link, you get a $15 coupon, and I will be live Wednesday, December 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be talking all about Hoya care and how to get them to bloom, how to get them to grow. I'll answer all of your questions to the best of my ability. You know, I got a lot of Hoya, and you should definitely come and hang out if you can. So that is it, you guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are out there in the world. Don't forget to spread kindness. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.